First impressions count for a ton, as we all know. A lot of my initial contact with people comes over email or comes over the phone. It comes over some way of not meeting them actually in person. So meeting Corey over email from Cinged back in 2012 was unlike any other experience I had had up until that point. If you're following the blog at sleepingbagstudios.ca, you know that the origin stories of how this whole thing came to be and where we plan to go with it next, and well, all the origin stories from the characters we've had here on the past on our show, all those are getting printed, but we'll go past that for now and jump ahead to Cinged. So meeting Corey, incredible, really. You could see the passion in his words. You could hear the desire to really get this music out there. And that's something that I instantly connected with. And I've pretty much considered him a brother ever since. That being said, this brother of mine is living up in Kelowna. I'm stuck here in the studio all the time. Happily stuck here, as you know. We've talked about this many times. So we worked something out. I spent sleepless nights trying to think of how do I reach these guys. I listened to the music, checked out Cinged.com, and all of a sudden I'm hooked. So I need to get some more. Not only do I need to get some more, I need to find out what's up with the personalities behind this music. As you know, I want to talk all the time. So I end up basically putting this idea together with the rest of SBS, this video interview chat. We film our side of the conversation, we send it off to them, and we, at your leisure, at the band or the artist, they get to take their time and put the work and the heart of the band into what they send back. You could represent your band in a traditional Skype style interview where you're facing the camera at your computer. I still want to talk, don't get me wrong. However I can do that, I will. But that being said, you've also got an immense amount of time here. We're extremely understanding. We want you to represent yourself the best way you can. And I'm proud to say that through the art and the music of Cinged, both Theresa and Corey have managed to do exactly just that. And after that, we continued down the learning path, which was awesome. I got to learn about Theresa. I got to learn about Corey. I got to learn about the art that Theresa makes. I got to see Corey switching pedals like an absolute madman. Effects, you name it. I've seen the videos that these guys have sent in already. You guys are going to see them very shortly here too. And they're just awesome. Again, this is really showing you what you can do with this opportunity, either locally here if we can't reach you, or somewhere around the world. It doesn't really matter. This is an opportunity that's out there for everybody as an artist or a band. Come and do an interview with us this way, because this is really cool what these guys have put together, and I think you'll agree. So let's get started here on SBS Live this week with Cinged and Corey and Theresa. Let's see what they have to say. We're going to keep it honest and start right from the beginning. So here's the very beginning, and the first thing I sent to them, the first hello on SBS Live this week. Where the heck is that thing? Cinged! Cinged! Yo! Okay, wait. Yeah, no, I think Cinged! How's it going? Nice to meet ya. My name's Jeremy. I'll be your interviewer and professional Sleeping Bag Studios live this week interview host. I am sending you this hello with a few short details. I want to let you know basically that you've got the freedom to respond however the heck you want. You can say anything you want at all. We're going to represent you how you want to be represented. So like you said, take your time with your responses, figure out what you want to say. I may or may not include this piece. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go along. But one thing I can tell you for sure is that if you want to include a few extras, like, I don't know, if you guys want to bust out and film a performance some way, we'd be happy to throw that up here. Other than that, I am happy to put links on there. I'm happy to add pictures to the article. You basically let me know what you want, and we'll get that done. Because again, you guys seem like good people, and I want to help Cinged. I want to help Cinged through Sleeping Bag Studios. So we can do that. We've got lots of fun shots and lots of fun questions for you. So I hope you enjoy the interview. Again, thanks for being with us. And yeah, we're going to go from here, guys. So super excited. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. And we'll talk soon.
Hi, I'm Theresa and this is Corey. We're from the band Cinged. We're a very alternative band based out of Kelowna, BC.
We are Cinged.
We met about 3 years ago. We liked each other's energy and flow, and we blended it together and we created Cinged.
Cinged.
And in turn, Cinged is creating us.
A band for life.
Music is the only thing that makes sense anymore.
You have to feel what the music is telling you. We're a band that's very sensitive to the world around us, and we like to incorporate that into our music. We're moody as fuck, and we really care about the world around us.
Music is a huge part of our lives.
I hear what the music is trying to say. I go within myself. Local music. Underground music. Music that's real music.
We are a band that will be doing this the rest of our lives.
We are forever Cinged. Rising up and
To try and live in the moment. To try and live in the here and the now.
to live in your art. Cinged. You must have a balance.
Music is as necessary for us as water and air.
Hone your craft. I say whatever is on my heart. Harness it. Things I'm concerned about, work at it. Take it with you. Things that I have no power to control except to say what I feel about it.
Music gives life new meanings.
I will shake my sweetgrass at you.
We're a band that tries to see the true beauty of everything around us.
Singed.
We are all one. We all breathe the same air. We all drink the same water. We all listen to music.
We are singed.
I approach this question cautiously. Optimistically, cautiously. What's your opinion on the current state of music, like today's music? Is it in trouble? Is there enough good stuff out there?
The state of music today.
Music today. Where are you looking?
With the internet today, you can find stuff you would have never imagined finding, you know? There's so many artists out there creating so many different things, so I think the state of music today is excellent. I mean, you never know what you're going to find.
It's rather hard looking at mainstream to think of music today as being something glorious and amazing.
The radio? Okay.
I mean, obviously a lot of areas of music today feel a little soulless. They feel a bit fake.
But that would just be easily forgetting the millions of people out there creating wonderful music.
Today's music scene is live and well, brilliant, but tough.
Attaching the dollar sign to a piece of art in this sort of day and age economy. I mean, it's going to create that. So one has to be able to separate themselves from that. That's why I've always tried to keep money and the idea of earning money separate from music.
It's an exciting time in music. There's never been a time such as this before. The amount of communication technology available out there really gets people involved with each other.
With the internet today, you can find whatever you want, and that really opens the door. Throughout history, I'm sure the state of music has always been awesome. I'm sure out in the forest somewhere there's always been an amazing native playing the spirit flute. Or the desert, some amazing crazy person playing the first sitar ever. You know, some Greek playing a harp. I'm almost positive that at every point of humanity's existence, at every point in time, there's always been someone creating good music.
Local, underground, homegrown, not discovered, just simply being. That music is rising up to kick away the old way of making music.
The new genres are really being pushed in this new day and age. People are becoming very experimental, creating all different styles by mixing other styles. You know, there's never ever been a point in time like this. You just have to always look in the right places. You know, always search in those areas that receive less attention, because that's where you'll find stuff that you would have never thought you'd find. Every day I find new artists that inspire me.
When you take into account all the far distant reaches of this place, all the deepest caves and thickest jungles, all the different styles and cultures, I am sure the state of music today is an amazing spectacle if one is able to behold it for all its true beauty.
In a sense, I think music's been freed. I mean, sure, people aren't making nearly as much money, but money is not what it's about. It's about people enjoying music, about people creating. It's about people creating music. It's about people expressing themselves, what they are, and that is definitely happening in this day and age. I mean, what more of success in music could there be other than that? People have definitely embraced all different styles of music, and that, again, that attributes to the success of music today. The more open minds there are, I mean, the more people there are dabbling in this wonderful medium.
Underground music is the way to go. So full of soul.
Okay, I like to think I've done my research, but I've looked through everything that you've sent me and I've checked everything I can out online. And I don't know if I've missed it here. Is there an album? Because I found a lot of tracks, and that's awesome, because they're good. And I'm definitely looking forward to listening to them all again. But, is there an album? And if there's not an album, is there an album coming out?
You asked if we had an album, and if by album you mean something professionally recorded, packaged, and sent to stores, then not so much.
We're working our way towards having an album. Right now our priority is more about just creating good songs.
But Webster's Dictionary does define album as a collective work. So we have that.
There's something about a handmade CD case, I think, that's very unique.
Any songs we want to put on there.
If you would like one,
Just give us an email at cinged@hotmail.com. That's CINGED@hotmail.com.
The hardest part about being a very critical musician, and when I say critical, is critical about yourself and what you're doing yourself, is that, I mean, you could spend hours working on a piece, come back to it the next day and really hate what you were doing.
And since we never feel that something is finished, it is difficult to put together an album. Any piece of art can always be worked on again. After calling a song finished, all it takes is waking up the next morning, listening to it again, and then realizing, oh, there's so much more I could be doing. It's a constant struggle, but that's a huge part of the enjoyment.
Okay guys, tell me about the video for Dance of the Forest Moss. Are you guys even in it? Because if you are, it's pretty short clips. So what I'm wondering is, how do you guys feel about your personal image being tied to your music? Is that something that that you should keep separate? How do you guys feel about that?
Image. Anything you do, even if you're trying to not project an image, you're still gonna have one because people have eyes and they look at you. And that's your image. Correct?
The majority of the music videos that I see on TV today are really focused on the performance image. Image is something that a lot of people, it's what they are striving for when they attach a stereotype to themselves.
We want the art to speak louder than what you see here.
I'm very hesitant to attach our image to any of our art.
The music is the focus. The message is the focus. The artwork is the focus. The colors, the expression, the dance is the focus, not the dancer.
Imagery is a really powerful thing. It sometimes is the strongest thing. It's the thing that will have the strongest impact on your brain. And that's why you have to be very sensitive with how you go about your imagery.
It's like moving from self-awareness to more community awareness.
I believe music to be a universal language between all living creatures.
A language with the ability to heal all the rifts created by the mind.
Sometimes I hear a song and we've completed it, and the imagery that comes to my head has us in there a little bit, but mostly the images that come with the song are about other things than us. It's about land, it's about war, it's about drought, it's about famine, it's about inner healing, it's about situations that occur, just random situations. It's everything but us.
Okay, so being just 2 members strong, is it tougher for you guys to entertain a crowd than, say, a 4-piece band? What is it about a Cinged performance that makes people come and see just 2 people?
The chemistry was right. Another member would be awesome, but it's not necessary.
The challenge of being a 2-piece band can be really exciting.
2 members? Awesome.
When you watch a full band at work, everybody's got the right chemistry. There's a sense of unity, and the music has a true energy to it. To try and mimic that as a 2-piece band is pretty futile.
Today, with the use of loopers and many different types of instruments, a 2-piece band has a chance at sounding like a full band in a live setting.
We love what we're doing. We love what we're creating. And we love the chemistry we have with each other.
When the 2 of us are playing, we create quite an ambient type of music. It's a music that really fills the room.
I mean, the music is definitely different due to the fact of how loopers operate. You know, the limitations they set upon the artist using them, but also the freedom they can give the artist.
Allowing each artist to express themselves the way they want to.
Cinged is a band that's has placed its priority as the music itself, either if it's in a recording or a live setting.
Sometimes songs you'd have never even imagined playing come to being or breathed life into because of the use of a looper and because of the fact that there are some challenges into just being a 2-piece band.
Especially if each of you play a certain amount of instruments, you have the right equipment, It's magic. It allows me freedom.
We like to create an atmosphere that a person can lose their mind and can become lost in thought. It just kind of lifts a person out of the here and now and brings them to different realms. And that realm varies upon the individual.
We are definitely not entertainers, however. We are strictly musicians.
Another member would have to be a pretty special individual. Unique and kind, but also tolerant and pumped about the music.
Okay, Cinged. Kelowna is a music city. We know that. It might not be Vancouver yet, but there's nothing wrong with that. You don't want 100% of what's down here up there. Trust me. But how is the support from Kelowna overall?
Kelowna is very supportive of its musicians.
If you're an artist and you decide to come to Kelowna, you will find yourself amongst beautiful individuals, very soul-filled, down-to-earth, willing to help out anyone.
Kelowna has quite the underground music scene. A lot of people involved. Everybody in the scene is very tight, and everybody knows each other.
People come out, they watch your shows, they word of mouth, they support one another in music and outside of music.
Kelowna musicians are a family. That's what I have found. They help each other, they stick together, and there's a large group of them.
There are many jam nights held throughout Kelowna.
Kelowna's support is fantastic.
The majority of the venues are open to the idea of live music.
Like anywhere else you go, you just have to look for the right kind of people and the right atmosphere.
I think every city has its underground music scene upon which you can be proud of.
That kind of support exists everywhere, in every city. You just need to look for it.
I've never felt too hindered in Kelowna when it comes to being a musician. I mean, if you're looking at it from a monetary standpoint, well, I mean, that's a tough area to go into. But from straight to just a musical perspective, you know, the energy out there, the amount of people willing to embrace it and create it. I think Kelowna is definitely one of the hot spots of the Okanagan. I mean, I'd say the whole Okanagan area, everywhere I've gone, it's not just Kelowna, you know, it's Penticton, it's Vernon, it's even, you know, it's the ski resorts, it's even in small places like Beaverdale, and there's people everywhere creating music. So the scene here is definitely very good. It's very healthy.
And because the people here believe in themselves and believe in what they're doing, there's a definite culture growing here. It's definitely an underground culture, however it's very strong, and every day it gets much larger.
Kelowna is a big musical family.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about a Cinged fan. Who are these people? What do they do? How do they find your music? And what is it about your music that you think appeals to somebody that's never heard it before?
In my experience, a Cinged fan,
Usually a Cinged fan is someone that really enjoys very different music.
usually they're people going through some kind of deeper, profound inner change.
They're usually very deep thinkers.
There isn't any two that are probably the same. You know, they're going to be very different, unique individuals that are of all shapes and sizes and cultures. And
People that I've noticed who are having like internal conflict within themselves, and they're at a point in their lives where they're starting to reflect within themselves. Usually those are the kinds of people that I have come up to us afterwards and start talking about the music and how it affected them. And then we get into a much deeper conversation really fast about some more personal things.
They don't conform to what society calls normal.
And they'll tell me things that they don't usually talk about with people.
Their conversations with me are usually pretty deep, and some would say even inappropriate when you first meet somebody. I would say You like our music.
I don't really know why those are the kind of people that we tend to attract, but that seems to be the pattern.
A Cinged fan is a person that really appreciates the collective group of people coming together to create music. A Cinged fan is a connoisseur of music.
A Cinged fan could be you.
Now, Corey, I set up most of this with you through email. And you've responded to me a couple of times with some Spanish, I believe. So forgive my pronunciation, but I'm going to say Paz y el amor. I'm not quite sure what that means. And so I guess what I'm curious about this time is, are there other culture influences in your music as well? And yeah, please define what that term means, because I know I could Google it, but I'd rather hear it from you.
You want to know what Paz y el amor means? It means peace and love in Spanish.
Definitely cultural influences. I'm half native. I'm Treaty. I absolutely incorporate that into our music. You'll see, you'll hear, you'll understand what I mean when you hear some of what we're doing.
Sweetgrass is intended to attract good, positive energy and clear out the negative energy, making room for your own energies. It's been used as a healing tool in the Aboriginal culture for centuries. It's used in sweat lodges. It's used to clear space. It's burned as a sacred herb. I burn sweetgrass. I believe in energy, and I believe that energy comes from people, and it can be both good or bad, or any shade of gray in between. Sometimes I believe that energy can get trapped. It can get blocked, either within the person or within the dwelling. I believe that sweetgrass is a tool that helps clear that, sending it into nothing from which it came. I was never brought up in the Aboriginal culture. My dad divorced my mom when we were really small, and I never really got a chance to learn about what it actually meant to be Native or to be Aboriginal, or what that culture was to me, or what that culture was even about. I remember my cookum, which is grandma in Cree. I remember her. She would always be burning sweetgrass or talking of medicines or talking about culture, but I was really young and didn't really understand what she was talking about then. It wasn't until I got older that I really started feeling a connection with the drum and with the costume and with ceremonies and sweats and with the powwows and the meaning behind the actual culture that I was a part of that I never knew about. That influences my music today, absolutely. And it influences my artwork, it influences my spirituality, it influences how I live my life. Without culture, things can tend to stay undefined. I'm glad I have a connection so deep that I didn't have to be raised in it to truly feel it inside of my soul.
Now, even though I couldn't have them here in the studio for this week, I still appreciate a live performance, as you know. So I'm very happy to announce that Corey and Theresa were able to do that for us. And we have a video here for you. It's called Valley of the Clouds. It's something that they put together and then we worked on here at SBS. So this is what we can do together. And I'm extremely proud and happy to show you Cinged through this perspective, through their perspective and ours, and to bring them to you out there. So Once again, this is Cinged, Valley of the Clouds on SBS Live this week. awesome, right? Yes, awesome. Awesome. So happy that happened. Again, this was the first opportunity that we put out there for this particular video interview project. So to see it come back, after an immense amount of time, and to see the work that got done, man, I'd wait forever if they all turned out like this. That is absolutely worth waiting for. Again, Theresa and Corey, you guys have absolutely shown, not only us here at SBS, but around the world, people what they can do with this opportunity. So I want to thank you for being leaders and demonstrating what you can do through art and music combined, and especially offering your perspectives and your insights here today through the interview. You guys had more than amazing things to say, and especially things that I think people need to hear. So I've said it before in the blog, but I want to make sure that it's stamped down here in video. Cinged, you may very well be ahead of your time, but it doesn't matter. There's going to be some people out there listening, and I'm certainly going to be one of them. And hopefully here through this show and what you guys have accomplished here today, which is a ton, it's a ton, we're going to find a great other amount of people out there that want to listen to Cinged and certainly hear more of what you guys have to say. So thank you again for being with us here on SBS Live this week. Theresa, Corey, we'll see you again on February 3rd for the other half of what these guys have got to say. I'm pretty sure their goldfish are going to stop by again. We're going to continue to abide by Theresa's warning at the front of this show. There will be no nut shots again in part 2 of this interview. So it's nut shot free and Cinged full. So we look forward to seeing you then on SBS Live this week.